Welcome to the Peachtree Morning Show by DCI. It's a wise way to start the day. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Peachtree Morning Show. And I'm very happy to have two old friends of mine as a guest today. We have Mr. Penny Wong from Hong Kong. He's the DCI organizer there and DCI teacher. He has come many times to the Sedona College to study teacher training. He has a business background in online marketing. Actually, I don't understand anything that he does. And he's also enjoys meditating a lot. And he's also into personal development. So thank you, Penny, for coming from Hong Kong. And we have Catherine Yan from Shenzhen. She started in Guangzhou. She met the DCI people there in 2012. And she worked very hard for Vivian Wong, I remember, one of our organizers in the biggest city in the world, Guangzhou. And she's working now for Future Diamond Academy as the manager of the Pure Gold translation team, it's a translation business which does ancient books, but also does translation for companies into different languages. So thank you. You are both very cool. I love you both. And let's get our question.
Okay. Let me show what's the day today, Catherine.
Yeah, today is July 13.
Monday. So we have the tough questions on Monday.
Yeah, in America, we hate Monday morning.
I think the same, the global. All people hate Monday. So now I would like to share the questions, and now he's
concerns Hi, my name is Ulla and I'm from Hamburg, Germany. My question concerns number 3 of the ethical 10, pure sexuality. To talk about sexuality is still something of shame, but there's so much going on in that field, and a lot of it is not very good or very sad, actually, like sexual harassment, pornography, human sex trafficking, and so on. The list is long. So what are the seeds to witness a world of pure and happy sexual behavior? Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Wow, that's a tough question. Okay, first of all, I want to say I did not choose this question. Somebody tricked us. But I guess it's a good question. And the question is this, there's 10 bad deeds, there's 10 good deeds. The third bad deed is to have bad sex, like with other person's wife, other person's husband. And her question, Ulla's question, and I know her, she's from Germany, and she says, look, there's a lot of quiet bad things happening about sexual behavior. For example, pornography. I think in America, I think 75% of men are looking at pornography on the internet, and to have pornography, those people are paid to do those kind of things, and it hurts them a lot. So you can say a lot of people are supporting this bad problem, almost like slavery of these men and women, because people are looking at it online, then people will pay those people to do those things, and then it hurts them, it hurts their family. And Ulla's question is, so there are many, many bad examples of sex in this world, but what about some kind of healthy relationship between men and women? What's the seeds to see more healthy relationship between men and women, that they have a nice relationship, they have nice, clean relationship. Like Penny, they make some good babies. So I think, Penny, you are the expert today for us, because I think we don't know much about it. But so it's a little bit, and I think in every country, we are shy to talk about this subject. It's a little bit shy to talk about this subject. But what do you think So I'll ask both of you guys, what are the seeds to see, like the internet started in a big way, like 10, 15 years ago. And I think this kind of pornography, for example, is very, very common. It's one of the most common use of the internet. And this business is big, big business, many billions of dollars business. So what seeds did we make to see this thing? And how can we change it? Like that. Difficult question.
Yes, I think so. There's some secrets when I'm doing the mobile business. Mobile business, there's three things that you can get a lot of money. Number one is something about the porn movie is the sex things. Number two is about the gambling. Number three is about the games. People download a lot of games and something like that. When I'm doing in the mobile business, I see a lot of these things. If you want to get rich, you do something about sex or you do something about gambling.
Yeah.
I think this is a big questions that how we can turn these kind of things to become a beautiful things to help other people. So Catherine, do you have any idea of this?
Wow, she's shy.
Well, this is a very interesting question. And when I heard this, something just came up in my mind because in this we've learned like 4 flowers. So when I heard this question, I just think the 3rd flower, which is we create the environment. So I will think that's very interesting. And what kind of seeds or how I create such an environment, like full of different kinds of sexual misconduct or those pictures or something. So I would think maybe I did something like in the past. I just planted a seed. Maybe I don't know what kind of seeds that I planted because I have like no idea at the moment, but I can deduct it and I can conclude it that I must have been like planted a lot of like maybe little seeds in my mind, and then it grows such like a big environment to see such a thing. Yeah.
There's a thing in the monk's vow. It's very interesting. So in my monastery, we have to plant corn. And we don't have any machine. We have to plant the corn by hand. And we have to use a big cow, ox, and we use a plow. So we dig the ground. With 2 guys have to stand on the plow. And there's a big ball to pull the plow. And it was an unbelievably difficult work, very difficult work, But those big cow plow is very famous, from ancient times. And in the monk's book, they say when the monk walks down the street, we should keep our eyes down. The length of the plow. So the plow is about 2 meters or something, 2 or 3 meters. So we are supposed to keep our eyes down and, just enough we don't walk into the cars, but we are not supposed to look at the ladies, for example, So I used to work in New York. Maybe Hong Kong is similar. And it's very difficult to keep your eyes down for the whole day like that, and don't look at any ladies, And then, so I tried very hard to keep this rule, and for years, and when I did my 6 times book, I will say, okay, today I forgot to look at the ground, and in the bus station, I look at some lady or something like that. Then this is a small seed. It's a very small seed. Just look for 1 second or 2 seconds. and then look down again, you know. But I think, Catherine, maybe it's that kind of seed. You know, we don't know if that lady was married, or we don't know what's her life story. And when we look at her for even 1 second or 2 seconds, or even on the television or something, in the movie, even the Netflix movie, we see just for 1 minute or something, then we plant a small seed, a small negative seed, and then maybe that seed grows very strong into this thing. I'm thinking, for me, that's maybe something in my experience, because when you take a vow, when you promise to keep your eyes down, and then you look up, then you plant a big seed. You know, a small seed becomes a big result. Maybe something like that. What do you guys think?
I totally agree with you, Kashila. For me, it's the same. First of all, I met DCI, and I know the 10 good deeds. I love number 3 a lot because it can helping me to get a good relationship with my partner, because I love her so much. I don't want her to leave me with another guys. First of all, I push myself a lot. Don't look around with the girls, and you know, in the internet pop up a lot of advertisement about the sexual things. Just close those, don't look at it. And but later I found it, when we keep practice it every day, and you will become more strong and much more easy. But it is not easy. From today now, you still have the attraction. You want to, you know, see something beautiful. I think it is the human things. For me, you know, something like, I know what I want, but in the meantime, have some break, and then I know in the future, if I plan this, so I don't want it, so I just come back again to keep my motivation, or keep my 6-time books. But one more things I think about is like that, about the question. It talk about sex also is beautiful. If I have sex with my wife, we have been 25 years, and it is so amazing things. So how can we get this sex become pure and beautiful?
That's I don't know. I guess embarrassing to ask Catherine. I don't know. But do you have some guess or some idea? Or?
Yeah, do you have some creative ideas, Catherine?
Well, I think it's very interesting because, as Penny said, the sex thing actually could be beautiful. Like it sounds to me like this is a different kind of perception. So, which means that perception of like the sex or things actually can be different due to different people. So. I think this this question here is very interesting. It talk about how to create a pure and happy, like sexual behavior, or the world, like filled with pure and happy. So I think Ula must be a person with a big heart, because she's thinking about the whole world, how to create a pure and happy world. So I was thinking, myself, I really like this metaphor, like the world is like a mirror, and how it actually which reflects how our seeds are. So in certain way, actually, it is good news, because it means that we can change that. If nowadays we see a lot of like sexual like misconduct or sexual like advertisement, actually is already a result like coming from seeds planted in the past. Maybe in the past, as Krishna said, when I watched the movie, I think, oh, he's so handsome, like something like that. So, and I planted such a seed to see this world full of different kinds of pornography pictures. But actually it means because the world is actually like a mirror which reflects how our seeds are. So this is a good news, which means that we can change that. I really like the word pure and happy. And it reminds me of 3 years ago. 3 years ago, when I went to Diamond Mountain, work as a volunteer, like 2017 in October, because we are having the teaching there, and then I did volunteer. So we were like, what we actually do is like we go to clean the retreat cabins. And I remember, I worked with Venerable Cat, Catherine. Yeah, her name is also Catherine. So two Catherines, we went to clean the cabins, and which I impressed me a lot is every time when we went to the cabin, Venerable Cat, she just went to the bathroom, and she nails her knees down and clean the toilet very happily and carefully. She stopped me. I was like, because normally we think like the toilet thing, like the bathroom cleaning the thing is like dirty work. But how she can like clean those things, do the cleanings like happily and like so I was curious, and then she said she's happily doing this and carefully doing this, and she said, I'm very happy because I'm cleaning up all my bad seeds about the like sexual misconduct in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she reminds me something. First is, oh, this is the same bathroom, but we have different perceptions, right? I see it as like, oh, it's dirty work. But for her, it's like, oh, this is a good chance for me to do something. So this is the first thing that she reminds me. And the second thing is, well, we can do the cleanings, like we can like clean up our bad seeds in this way, and with understanding about what we are doing. And it could be very happy. And then she knows that I'm planting seeds for the clean world and pure world. So it reminds me the story. I think it's very beautiful. So I just try it and myself. And every time we went to friends or other people's home, I always do clean the bathroom quietly without anyone
Wow, that's so
knows.
cool.
Yeah.
Now we have 70 minutes, and Geshe-la, do you have some advice or some comments to give it to this video?
Wow, this is a tough one. I would say this, I'm 67 years old now. And I realized one thing, that we all have hormone. Men and women have hormone. For men, I read in the internet, they say men's hormones start around 15 years old and stay strong until 80. And they want to have sex, and they don't care. They are like a cow or something. And then woman from like 20 to 35, she also have high hormones, very strong hormones. So I think there's a chemical in our body, and it affects our mind. And I think we have to be careful not to hurt other people, because I think, for example, if the man has sex outside of his marriage, then it really, really hurts the woman, really, really hurts her, very, very bad. And I think almost never recover from this hurt. They will stay in the marriage maybe, but they will feel hurt for many, many years. And so I think we have to realize that we have hormone, and we have to not believe our mind when it tells us to do something bad. So I think we have to admit, okay, I have hormone, then I shouldn't hurt people. I shouldn't hurt my family, And I think this is, it's a little bit negative, but I think it will help us. That's my suggestion. What do you guys think?
Okay, thanks, Geshe-la. For me, is when I heard the environment, I would like to pure and happy. It just popped in the mind that we need to have a good morality. So I think that the 6 times spoke, or we keep the vows, and this is the perfect can helping us to see the perception of the world is a great world. And in a positive side, for me is how to keep the vows or keep the habit that can, helping me. It's tough. I know hormone is, it's natural, right? But
Very strong.
at that moment, I still looking in the good habit. How can I treat people nicely, and then I can build a world that is pure and happy. This is what I think.
Cool. Catherine, what's your last word?
My last word. So I think I agree with Penny and Geshe what you two said, and I really like the pictures that Wula described, because she described a world of pure and happy sexual behavior. So I really like the words pure and happy. So I would say just with understanding what we are doing and to do some cleanups, and it could be very powerful, and plant some good seeds like respecting others' partners, because in our DCI we have a practice which is called invisible partners. Just imagine the people you're talking to, maybe their partner just beside them. So also the same for ourselves. So you can just imagine that your partner, whenever you talk to people, you just can imagine that your partner is just with you. So it can help us a lot. Yeah.
Cool. So thank you guys. It's a little bit tough question, but you guys are very brave, and you gave really good suggestions. And I like this vision of a world where sex can be pure and beautiful with people's partners. And I like this. So I thought you guys would be scared to talk about it, but you gave good answers. And let's look at tomorrow's question. Did somebody have?
Yes, I get it. And then I can show it now.
Who's on the show tomorrow? It's
tomorrow is
Katie and Brigitte, I think.
Oh wow, two tough guys. Okay.
So this is
in the GCI family. My question is, hello guys, Michael and the GCI family. My question is regarding nature. I wonder what seeds do I need to plant in order to experience clean, fresh, and pure water all year long and have a constant supply? Because I live in a city different from my hometown, where the water supply is quite limited, yet we are surrounded by many rivers and a beautiful mountain in the city of Santa Marta in the Caribbean coast of Colombia. Thank you.
Wow, cool.
Another interesting question is how to plant good water.
Wow, good question. Okay, cool. So thank you guys. Will you come back on Wednesday?
Yes, sure.
Sure.
Okay, cool. I love having you guys on the show. Thank you for being on the show.
Okay, have a good days.
Okay.
Maybe send questions. If people have questions, they can send.
Oh yes.
They send questions here to the seat. Oh, sorry, to the seat.
Hey.
Okay, guys, if you have questions, please send to this email to us, right? And then we can happy to share your question in the Peachy Morning Show. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys. Thank you.
Thanks for watching today's Peachtree Morning Show. See you next time.